Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Filmed with our president and CEO in Treasure Island, Florida. Let's hear it for Andy Albright. Treasure Island, Florida. Let's hear it for Andy Albright.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you, sir. I'm getting one more encouraging text sent out. I do this a lot, boys and girls, and men and women and children of all ages. This is what I send out. Like, this is, you won't be able to see it, but I've circled the agent's name, and I said, you're right on track, because right now to earn a trip to Thailand, you need 125,000 points, and this person is 31,500. My mathematical calculation is we are 1/4 of the way through the year, so you should already have 31,500. Don't get me wrong, you could have 0 and catch up and win the trip, but if you already have 31,500, you are right on track. I've got quite a few leaderboards I want to run over, but it's crazy times with the COVID 19 going on. There's people scared out of their mind. I've talked to several people, executives that are guy coaching, NC State coach. Some other people are just frightened to go out, and I'm going statistically. It's kind of like the fear is what drives insurance. People are scared they're going to die. Well, I know they're going to die. Okay. I just don't think they're going to die of COVID-19. People are going to die of a car wreck. There's typical year 1.3 million deaths from car wrecks. They're saying if worst case scenario, really bad scenario, 250,000 people are going to die. I hope they don't. I don't want anybody to die. I don't want one single person, one single life lost. But with 330 million people in America, somebody's going to die from something. And we don't want to have 1 million. We don't have 2 million. We don't have anything crazy. But the fear out there is kind of getting worse the more it weighs on people. Therefore, selling is going through the roof. Okay? We didn't lose any money in the stock market for annuities. We didn't lose any money on our IULs. We didn't lose any money on our whole life. We didn't lose any money on our term. So we are 100% good with what we're doing out there in the country. And we are essential. We're working on a T-shirt that says, I am an essential worker. So I think that was the best news I think I've ever got in my insurance career. I thought I was just an insurance agent because it only took me a week to get my license. Turns out I am an essential worker. What a deal, man. We can use that for recruiting for the next 10 years, how we are essential. Add that onto your resume. You can put insurance agent, essential worker, should the need occur. It is critical. So I do have some leaderboards here. Let's talk about annuities. Who's doing the best at annuities? Come on here from my boy Chris Shepard. Here it is, Wednesday. Big numbers right here. James Hill picked up a 540,000. Well, let me go to the annuities. I don't want to do it. I'm gonna do you right. Top 50 annuity producers month to date. So this calculator just Q. Got contracted today. We got him leads. Called him yesterday. Boom, submitting applications today. Way to go, Mickey. Jason and Tawny Carey. By the way, we're still doing the West Coast pickup where we fly the jet out. I got that contest on here too. Will Dancy, who's also ABTF, 15 direct to him. My ABTF, thank you, Will. Good job. He's got some promising stuff happening. Not sure if he's had any brand new production, just like Mickey. Mike and Noel got this thing smoking. 13 direct recruits. Jake and Bill Krause smoking. 9 direct recruits. Will Parise, 8. Kelly Haney, 8. Brandon and Ashley Bill, 8. Dana Montalvo, 8. Alex Avian, 8. Terry and Tito Edwards, 7. I'll do one more, 7. Fitzgerald put in 7. So that's who's smoking this month on recruits. I want to do a couple of leaderboard. Oh, please let your people know where they stand on these contests, especially for the Thailand. I'm spending so much money, millions of dollars on contests. But if you don't make your people aware of them and where they are, or if you don't know where you are, I might as well not be spending the money on a contest. But I would try to make people aware of it, encourage them to get there. By the way, Foresters is going to do it again in April. If you'll write 20,000 with just them, they'll pop you $500. You do 30,000 with just them in a month, and they'll pop you $1,000. I know it's being done, and I know you can do it and make some extra money if you focus on them. By the way, the F&G contest is still underway. Marvin Otsoy is leading the way. Chris Baldwin is number 2. Amaka Orizo is number 3, and Brandon and Ashley Beal are number 4. So that is still on track. We'll be going down to the Don Cesar. F&G also just put out a directive that they're doing no physical simplified issue up to $1 million and several other things they're doing. Check band and look up what they're doing, because it's just a big incentive for April to get things smoother where you can do more stuff online. Rolex, if we did it today, Adam Johnson would get a watch, and Paul and Sam McKenna would barely miss it. Jan Miller, Mike and Kerry Williams, Mark Hutchinson, Jeremy Patton, Robert Wilson. Robert, what are you doing down there at number 8, brother? You need to be up there at number 1, Bo. Marcus Richardson, spanking. Joseph Dukes, Katrina Gustin, Tim Sight is killing it this year. Jonathan Macon Yagi have teamed up, and Megan Wood is just embarrassing people. Congratulations, Megan. Thank you for pushing ahead so strong. And Brant and Jael Swindale are leading the country in Rolex points this year. Congratulations, Jael and Brant. You will get to choose. Close behind, Evan Patzer's not far out of the Rolex. Eric and Bobby Belair, not far out of the Rolex. Kyle Cater, not far out of the Rolex. Dr. Phil Abear, not far out. Minerva Perfield. Janina Wilson, nice. Combined with Kyle, nice. Not far out. Junior Korea, not far out. A lot of people in competition. A lot of stuff could change. Nick Neitzel, James and Jane, Doug, Paul and Rachel, Terry Tia. Brian Rojas is smoking lately. He's going to put on a matter of fact, when his stuff he's got in the pipeline gets issued, he's going to be way up there. Billy Crane, Debbie Ben, Olga and Jason. Woohoo! This thing's smoking. Hey, the West Coast recruiting. Let me take a look at that. This is a big one. This contest, who is leading that? Right now, Jason and Tawny Carey would be jumping on a jet with Brandon and Ashley Beal and Dana Maltavo. That's the 3 top recruiters on the West Coast. They would pop into Dallas, Texas, and pick up Kelly Haney. Just missed. She's the number 1 recruiter in Texas right now with 14. Just missing will be Jake and Bell Krause, Angela Manzo, Diane Lampy, real close. Scott and Laura Broughton, so close. Fitzgerald, Paul Roberts. So that West Coast thing, let everybody know there. That's another big one. That's a good one. I want to do Foresters. Foresters is almost complete. We've got one more day. We are going to go to Toronto. We are going to put it off. Sorry about that. I wish we were going to go too, but Canadian Borders has closed their borders right now, and they're not letting us in. If we were to go today, Oh, here we go. If we were to go today, Bertha Paredes would go. Nick and Griffin, Nick and Taylor would go. Nick and Viviano would go. Vinny would go. Patricia would go. Alfonso, Christian would go. Tim and Nikki, John Padilla, Cameron, Annette Ivy would go. Sarah Pools would go. DJ would go. Jared Gonzalez would go. And Deanna Ford would go. That is the pro up to the rookies. Now, there's more rookies because they pushed out veterans. Angela Manzo would go. James and Pam would go. Paul and Sam. Stephanie would go. Jeremico. Jake and Vera. Joe and Tony Jr. Kyle and Janina. Austin would go. Marcus Richardson. Eric and Bobby. Yves Monet would go. Robert Wilson would go. Minerve Profil would go. Shannon Barnhart would go. Tim Sipe, Mark Hutchinson, Jonathan and Maggie, and number one with Foresters so far this year is Joseph Dukes. So we have one more day of issue paid. Debbie Ben's got a shot. Rojas has a shot. Katie Williams has a shot. Robert Wright. If I were y'all, I would push through every out with Foresters today, try to get it issued because it's over with. Actually, today, you know what? You've done all you could do because it was yesterday. But we won't get reporting on that until Tuesday next week and have all the details and make sure that we got it right. So that's a big deal. I want to let you know that Forrester said, I talked to Matt Berman, Senior Vice President. I actually had him on a call yesterday, but I talked to him afterwards and I said, are we going to get more money? He said, yes, another $50,000. I was like, okay, we're going to do cash. So the cash giveaway is going to work like this. Starting today with Foresters, the number one veteran between now and 90 days with Foresters is going to get a $5,000 bonus. Boom, yeah. Tia is getting ready to put up, and Jessica's going to put up on the band all the people, the diagram of how it's going to look. The number one rookie, and rookies are going to go from January 1 of 2019 forward. So the number one rookie for this 90-day sprint can win $3,000. And there's 25 more spots for rookies. There's $5,000 for the number one veteran, and there's 25 spots for them. Okay? So the number one veteran, that's $5,000, but the number one rookie can move up into the veterans' money. So the number one rookie could actually win $5,000 on top of their $3,000. So if you're a rookie, started in 2019, you have an $8,000 cash reward based on these 90 days with Foresters. So it's a huge contest started today. I can't wait to see those leaderboards come out. There's a lot more leaderboards we got up. Please check with your manager. Please touch base and make sure you're looking at all the contests. The contest just went up on the agency managers and it's going up on band. So that's a big deal. Alaska. Everybody's asking about, are we going to Alaska? Yes, we are going to Alaska. We're not going to Alaska when we planned on going. It's going to be pushed from this June of 2020, not next June 2021, but the following June of 2022, we will go on that Alaska cruise. So it'll be interesting because next year, starting January 1 in 2021, we got to come up with other contests in addition to knowing that you've already won the Alaska cruise. Here's what's on the table. If I didn't win the Alaska extension, could I win that in 2021? That's a good idea. Could we do another trip to Atlantis? That's a good idea. Could we get some cash? That's a good idea. So we're entertaining offers or ideas and suggestions, but we want to announce that until January 1 of next year. Michael F&G guy's calling us. I guess he's wanting to tell us. Oh, here he is. So, Michael.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, but I got you on a conference call. We are recruiting and training and talking about this coming year. Everything on go. Everything on go. We doing this.
Yeah, just calling to check in, see how you're doing. Hopefully you guys are doing okay during all this craziness going on.
We are smoking. Sales are up. Recruiting is up. We got our T-shirts being printed that saying we're essential workers.
That's awesome.
Y'all still got plenty of money to pay us, right?
We do, yeah. business as usual.
All right. Well, keep the communications flowing. That's probably the most critical thing with the carriers that we're experiencing is emails, texts, chats, and keep stamp. Get your renew your stamp, that issue paid stamp. Okay.
Okay, that's good feedback.
All right. I'll holler back at you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, brother.
Bye-bye.
Hey, also with the Alaska, if you've been issued your ticket to fly to Alaska, if you won that contest, we're just going to say, go ahead, use those flights at your discretion. We'll book you new flights when we get ready to go to Alaska next year in 2022. So those are yours. I know we're kind of grounded right now. Everybody's using Zoom and on the phone. We are doing a lot of driving, a ton of driving, but we're kind of grounded from flying around. So as soon as that air lifts, you've got tickets, free tickets. They're free because you earned them, but you have them in your possession. You can use them. You can transfer them as credits and use them to recruit. Go see your top agents. Whatever you need to do, you're free to use those as part of what you earned already as part of the Alaskan cruise. So thank you, Chris Long, for mentioning that. All right. A lot of people are screaming about Atlantis. They would love to have that. All right, let's do this. Let's focus on Thailand. Let's get Thailand first. All right. I'm asking for questions and comments from our leaders to make sure we're on track. Houston coming up is rescheduled. We are going to recognize the winners as soon as we got all the details, and we will be going ahead and pay that $1,000 as soon as we got the leaderboard of who won that. So we'll reschedule that. And all right, so let's do Thailand. Let's do Thailand right now. Let's focus on that, and let's talk about this coaching teaching. Here's what I want to talk about today. We called it How to Find the Best Pit Crew. I think Billy's popping it up there. How to Find the Best Pit Crew. Driving depth. So this is probably a more leadership talk than brand new people, but brand new people need to start getting it. So when I do talks like this, I'm thinking about like Brandon Manley, my son-in-law, like Brandon Bill, my buddy out in California who wants to build something big. I'm thinking about Jake Krause. I'm thinking about James Hill. I'm thinking about people that really want to get rich. Andy Riddle. And so, matter of fact, I might just talk to Andy because building a business means picking people that are going to help build the business. In other words, intelligence, taking a step in the direction that helps you get the desired result. So your desired result, Brandon, is a big business. Let me do an analogy. If you're Clemson football, or if you're Elon football, if you're Albuquerque football, if you're Texas Tech, you want a powerful winning program. So what you have to do is pick. You have to decide. If you have kids lined up to come play at your school, you have to say, I think that one has the most potential, and here's why. So when I'm building a business, I'm hiring like crazy, but what I'm asking my people to do, like Marcus Richardson that's out there in WIT, or Jason Garland out there in WIT, I'm saying find me and you good players. How do you do that? So how do I build? Because if you know me, you know how I value my time more than my money, my time more than my car. Time is the most valuable thing I have. It's TikTok, because I could lose my life. I could lose my time if I go in the wrong direction. So if I'm working with the wrong person, it might as well be going backwards. I want to work with the right people. And it's an interesting, fun evaluation. And I talked to Jeff Bright in depth about this. And he came back and helped me put this, actually he put this presentation, and he said, here's what you're doing from a secular sense. I need you to translate the secular world into what you're actually doing. So what I'm trying to do is build a massive organization and pick and choose who I'm going to spend much time talking to. And that amount of time varies depending on where a person is in their life. In other words, if they're not available to me because something's going on in their family, I can't force myself on them. But then there's people that are available, and if I pour into them, they don't listen to me, they don't receive it, or they can't. If they hear it and receive it, can they turn around and translate it and do more with it? That's the question that I'm always fighting with. Where do I put my time? So this talk, this teaching lesson about driving depth. Billy, if you would pop up the ABCs of driving depth. I can do it for you. You should have this on band, and it should be in the agency managers can get it out. And it may be popping up. I can't see that it's popping up. Maybe y'all can. ABCs of driving depth. I want to pop through this slide pretty quick. Attributes, meaning work ethic. I'm trying to determine work ethic. Behaviors meaning actions. So what's their work ethic? What kind of actions are they taking? Then character being judged as their maturity. I want to talk about interviewing people just 1 minute. When I interview people, like when I'm text whipping them, or when I'm calling back people that have responded to an ad, when I start asking them questions, I'm trying to evaluate quickly if they're going to talk in circles or if they're going to be straight to the point. If they're entertaining, if they're interesting, if their voice is captivating, I'm trying to determine this quickly. And a lot of it for me is intuition or intuitiveness that I've developed over 25 years of recruiting. And I'm trying to parlay, I'm trying to hand you, I'm trying to define it, what I'm actually sensing and hearing when I'm talking to people so that I slow down with the better prospects. Here's why it's critical in depth. Let's say I hired Fitz, who hired Diane, who hired Penny, who hired who hired Brandon Bulis, who hired Jake and Bell, who hired Tim. So there's a lot of branches out here. There's Claymire, there's there's all kinds of people down in here. And for me to drive depth, I've got to put in the most energy and the most time with the best person that's most aptly to anchor or be the great person in this group. So if you're one of these people down in here, you're listening to this going like, how can I be the one that's picked? And how can I turn around and pick others? Okay. So how do I pick people in my massive if you're a small organization, Marcus Richardson, you're interviewing people like crazy. How do you pick them? And then you got a guy hiring other people. How do you pick them? How do you go down and pick the people under your people? Adam Katz, your organization, you got Linda and you got other really good people. How do you pick them and how do you teach these guys to go find the right people? That's what this talk is about. Who are we looking for? It could be, you could call this, what does Alliance Aiden look like if you can't see him? If you didn't have a picture of him, what does he look like? What are his attributes? And it is, what do I consider his work ethic? What's his actions? And what's his maturity level? That's what we're going for. Okay? All right. Tracking with me. Okay, so y'all are seeing I can't tell how long he leaves the slides up to you, so you'll have to dictate that. I'm not seeing it, but other people are seeing it. Let me make sure. Let me see if there's anything else I can click on. Nope, it doesn't show me, so y'all go with it. I trust you. All right, the ABCs. So if you look at the way it's written out, it goes appearance, A, becoming, C, confidence, attendance, being, and contribution, ABC, accountability, believing, and commitment. So that's the ABCs of how each category moves to the next category. So let's go to number 3. So if you'll put up slide 3, and then I will comment on it. Okay. Attributes that I see in a person is going to predict future behavior. So when I talk to this person, I'm listening, looking for attributes that predicts future behavior. The behavior mindset predicts influence. So in other words, how much influence I think a person has in their behavior mindset, what's their influence, predicts future behavior. Character, their determination in their character is going to predict future results. So all I'm looking for is, it's just like if you're recruiting for a baseball team and you getting kids are 17, 18 years old, and you're predicting how good they're going to be in the Major League Baseball. It's a gamble. And here's what happens. The biggest football teams, the biggest baseball programs get more people to choose from. But the chooser at the baseball team, the coach, has to really know what he's looking for to predict future behavior. Makes sense? So we're trying to figure out what this person is going to be like in the future. And so we try to pick and spend our time. By pick, we spend our time with people that we predict are going to be massive in the future. Okay, so let's move on to slide 4, which is really starting to get some big stuff right here. Okay, so Billy and Tia, I've got other people telling me that they cannot see the slides. So I do not comprehend what's going on the technology side with you guys. But
if they are logged into NAA-TV, that's where we're sharing them. We can't do both. So if they would like to see the slides, it's best if they log into NAA-TV and watch it per usual on there.
In other words, YouTube?
Yes, YouTube or NAA-TV.com. Billy's showing the slides on there.
Okay. And the slides are available on the agency manager, and they're also available on Band, right?
That is correct.
Okay. So we give them options. Thank you. That clears it up. I appreciate you speaking up so I don't have to worry about it. So if people are asking me, or when our slides are available, we always put these up before the shows, and your agency manager has it, and they should be distributing it to you, and it is on Band. Come on, agency managers. All right. Okay, let's go to slide 4, appearance. Let me read it to you because it's brilliant what he's written, and then let me kind of come back and hit it and simplify it. Appearance, making a great first impression. I'm not talking about looks, because a lot of times I'm on the phone and I don't see them. We can look them up on Facebook, but a good first impression only takes about 7 seconds. How quickly do we get an impression? People are thin sliced based on how they appear and sound, meaning separated, thin sliced, separated. But more so, how are you put together visually and your choices in your presentation? What's the first thing you talk about? What do you say to me? How do you direct me when I first talk to you? In this short time, the other person forms an opinion about you based on your appearance, your body language, your demeanor, your mannerism, and how you're dressed. So when I'm interviewing, when I go to a hotspot, when I'm talking on a phone, when you tell me I want you to talk to this person, Andy, here's what I'm thinking. Number one, how do they immediately appear? What do they look like? What do they sound like? How do they come across? Okay, second part of this slide, if you can put it up or look at it's slide 4. This perception creates the act of becoming, or growth is based on how an individual interprets the other perception of them. Those who believe they're viewed positively by others tend to have higher self-esteem. If you believe that we're accepted, we will be more likely to act and answer with a confident tone and a timely response. So let me take you through this. So when I go up to a person in the hot spot, I'm always like this. Hey, nice to meet you. Because I want this person to see me seeing them as capable. They call this the looking glass approach. They call this mirroring and matching, but lifting up a little bit more than them. So I want to appear to be you, but have high expectations of you. Because if you see that I have a high expectation, you are more likely to have a higher self-esteem. So when you're interviewing people, if you have a high expectation of them, they will come back with more positivity. For example, if every one of the person you interview says, I'm not doing a commission only, I'm out, then you are not lending them confidence. So by lending them confidence, when I first meet people, like, I know you're going to kill this. You've had a job for the last 7 years and making $50,000 commission only, no problem. Your commissions will probably be from $500 a week to $3,000 a week and jump up and down between 500. Oh, I think you'll be great at this. Now, to be clear, I don't want to blow smoke up their butt. I want to have a good reason to see them in this light. To be clear, I want everybody to feel like I see them in this light, but then in my head or in the background, I'm thinking, how good are they? What can this person bring to the alliance? What can this person bring to Katz's team? What can this person bring to Mike Hartlieb's team? What can they bring based on their appearance, based on their first impression? At this point, I'm not looking for people that are full of crap, and I don't believe them, like blowing a lot of smoke. They're arrogant and cocky, but I'm going to quickly sift through and find out if there's any meat there. Okay, so let's move off the appearance one because it's a lot more to go. All right, let's move on to the next slide, slide number 5. All of a sudden, I can see it. Maybe y'all fixed it now. Y'all are smart people. We're still on slide 5, where it says appearance. There you go. Appearance plus becoming. So it's kind of a formula. Appearance plus becoming leads to confidence. So let me do the slide and I'll come back to you. Confidence or realistic sense of one's capabilities and feeling secure in that knowledge. A realistic appraisal of one's abilities enables an individual to strike a healthy balance between too much confidence and not enough confidence. Too much confidence can cause overestimating of one's abilities, leading to failing to complete the project. Too little confidence can prevent people from taking risk and seizing opportunities. Okay, so here we go. If I talk to a person, come back to me. If I talk to a person and they're extremely interesting, exciting to talk to, whatever the reason, it gives me confidence. So the A would be the captivation. How interesting are they? The credibility that they bring, that they lend, and then the confidence. All right, Tia, whoever's running the slides, come back to me off of that slide because I'm gonna be teaching it. Okay. Too much confidence means bullcrap. Crybaby, scared to death means too weak. I'm not looking for too much, and I'm not looking too little. I'm looking for a confident person that understands they're not perfect, that understands they've got weaknesses, and they are willing to address it quickly. That instills confidence in me, and that will instill confidence in others. So when I'm looking at the hierarchy and I find a person that's too full of crap, everything I've ever done, I'm successful. Everything I've ever been is a success. And I go, what kind of car do you drive? And they say, this average automobile. And I'm like, oh, how much is in your bank account? Well, I'd rather not say. You see, talky. All right. If a person says, I'm only 18, I've never really done anything, but I did graduate from high school on time. I do own my own car. I was a cheerleader. I don't know what I can do, but I'm certainly willing to try. Woohoo! I ain't scared to go to people's house. Not too high, not too low. That's where we are on this appearance and becoming. The indicator that they're not going to do good is too much fluff or too much fright. Two analogies. The rabbit who thinks he's a badass takes off running, gets way out ahead of the tortoise. So the rabbit and the hare, the tortoise and the hare, the turtle and the frog, the turtle and the rabbit. Rabbit gets way out ahead, takes a nap, turtle goes past him. It's not complicated. Who's going to keep fighting and not be overconfident? Preacher takes phone calls from some people. Preacher's time is limited. He is going to go to the person who's not full of crap and who's not scared. He wants somebody that's got money and will write a check. He wants somebody that'll be a deacon, show up on time, and teach other people and bring more people into the church. Preachers, football coaches, you and me have to pick better based on not too much fluff, not too much fear. Those people that are right in between, that's what we're looking for. We call them comers. We call them doers. We call them beers. Old men used to talk about that. He comer, man. That's a comer right there. Hey, boy, he's coming up, boy. That's a comer right there. That's what we're looking for is people that we say over time. Like I would tell you, I think Brian Rojas is a comer. I think Evan Patcher is a comer. You with me? I'm looking for these comers, man. I think this Clay Meyer's a comer. You with me? I'm looking around going like, that was a comer. He's got the confidence. He's not scared, but he's not too cocky. He's not crazy. He's not lost his mind. Okay, let's go number 6. Number 6, showing up. I think that's what that is. Yep, attendance. All right, so let's talk about this. And you say, how do you know? People ask me, how do you know a person is going to attend or something? And how do you know he's going to be a shower? Okay. Attendance is a process of showing up, what makes up 90% of success. In other words, show up, be there. My days say things like, you got to get up in there, son. You got to go to class. You got to go to class. All right, Daddy, I go to class. This includes showing up mentally as well as physically. Think. This is what I say to some people. Think. You're not thinking. You're not showing up. Your body's there, but your mind's not. Think. It says you're not scared and you can do this thing. Being present mentally and physically also reinforces that you don't want to miss an opportunity. Showing up means I've got a shot. There's a chance I can meet somebody. There's a chance I can make a sale. In other words, if your client texts you and says, I'm not going to be at home, we've already bought from the home office, we've decided not to buy it, and then you show up anyway, I can predict that this person will be more successful. It predicts that you are ready to demonstrate your full potential. You cannot walk the walk until you decide to show up. Others will see this act as you saying that you're serious. In other words, being there tells people you're serious. So when I'm interviewing, I'm looking for a shower. I'm looking for a person that will join the fight. Okay, let me do this second part of this page and then I'll come back to the teaching. As an act of being or empowered forward motion, which announces to the world that you're enough, meaning I'm capable. In reality, this type of personal empowerment is not something you feel, but it's something you do with a grateful, fortunate heart. Our sense of being or empowered mindset is a reflection of the increased personal value, which we'll achieve by simply showing up and being present. Okay. All right. So come back to me, if you will, Tia. All right. So when I'm asking questions, when I'm interviewing them, whether it be, first of all, if I go somewhere to a hot spot and you're there, it helps. Work, people come to work, they're there. We do a phone team, they're there. We do a recruiting team, they're there. Being there is massive. In other words, I can't find you. If I'm traveling around, I can't find you. If we do a meeting on Zoom and I can't see your picture, then I can't find you. If I'm recruiting you and you answer the phone, then I can find you. There you are. Duh. Pick up on the first ring. Duh. So showing up is huge right here. We call it walking it and talking it. So mental, if I ask a person a question, this happens all the time. I'll ask a person a question like, are you married? And they'll go, well, and I'm thinking, it's yes or no. Either you're, and they'll say something like, well, I'm separated right now. And I'm like, are you still married? Yeah, technically. I'm like, move on. God. I mean, yes, no, it's not a complicated question. So are you showing up? Are you listening to my questions? That's showing up. It's a way that I can tell if a person's not paying attention to what I'm saying. This means you measure up. This means you believe you're enough. So when I'm looking, Fitz, when I'm talking to these people down there, I'm looking for people that think they're enough. Abian, when you're doing all that width recruiting, Andy Riddle, when you're doing all that width recruiting, the question is, the person you're talking to, is he showing up? Is he there mentally? Is he there physically? Does he have the phone? You talk to people sometimes, and they have the phone like this, and you have to tell them to turn it like this so that you can hear them. Like mentally, physically, is he aware of his surroundings? Does he measure up? Okay. Part of this is, I like this song called, it's this old song. It says, I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided. So when I talk to people and I feel like if they have decided where they are in life, they're decided that they're still married. They've decided that they're divorced. They're decided that they're pregnant. They're decided that they got 3 kids. He has 2, she has 2. Together they have 4. They have decided. But when they say things like, well, it's complicated how many kids we got, we're not married. And I'm like, it is not complicated. He's got 2, you got 2. Tell me, you got 1 together or no? Just move. I have decided. When people are undecided, I don't like it. I was just like, oh, it's not a hard question. I do not know. But I'm judging like that because I got to predict future value. Just like coaches. Here's another way to put it. If I'm interviewing a person and they rank me extremely high, then I'm going to rank them higher. Okay? For example, a person says, Andy, my dad's about to die, but I told him, hang on, I'm going to call you. I'm like, ooh, this person is decided. My husband was really mad that I came to another meeting, but I did it, and I'm fired up. Decided. In other words, where does the alliance rank in their life? So if you play with the New York Yankees baseball team and you don't come to a game for any reason, that is not good for the Yankees. The Yankees are trying to find people that will show up at the game no matter what. So finding people that can sing that song, I have decided to follow Jesus. If they've decided, does that make sense? So if they decided about their life, they've decided they want to get rich, they've decided they want to sell, they've decided they want to recruit, can I tell in their voice, are they committed to the questions? Are they committed to the decisions? Whenever people waffle, that's when you start going, don't get me wrong. You want to keep giving them positivity, keep believing in them, but find somebody that's more committed and more decided, if you will. Okay. Last thing tied in there. And are they decided with a grateful heart? Like, when I'm contacting these presidents, I'm just texting a president of one of these companies. I'm decided that we're going to grow during this time. I was committed. Y'all know this. When this COVID came out, I was committed and I ain't changed my story. I'm not back down a bit, and I ain't backing down. I'm not going to break any laws. I'm not going to break any laws. I'm not going to endanger any lives except for my life. I'm crazy, dude. I'm committed. I have decided, and I'm looking for people that are decided. You should be decided and find people that are decided. You should show up and find people that'll show up. This is the key to driving depth. If I can get me somebody under Tim Long that has decided, I'm going to laser beam, and then I'm deeper. Okay? Same thing on Cats. Same thing on Davies. We're going over there in Jeremico. Jeremico, I'm looking for somebody who has decided. I'm looking for Rogers. I'm looking for Billy Crane. I'm looking for somebody more decided than them or deeper and just as decided that'll show up. And they rank us high, and they're grateful to be there. I'm not telling foresters, hey, we're going to keep selling, but I really feel bad about it. I'm really worried. Foresters don't want to hear that. What they want to hear is that I've decided that we're going to kill it. So that's the game plan. That's what F&G wants to hear. That's what Allianz, the German company, the Allianz, that's what they want to hear. We've decided. We're committed. We're in. Boom. Grateful to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. We're going to write business with y'all. So I'm looking for people that are committed. It's funny how people will come up, tell me they're not committed, and they want me to suck up to them more. I'm going like, that's not going to work like that. If you're less committed and trying to sucker me into trying to go after you, I'm going to be nice and I'm going to believe in you, but I'm really looking for somebody that's more committed, no matter what. That's not tricking on me, trying to get me to try to go after them. Okay, let's go to number 7. This is what attendance and being adds up to contribution. Okay, so you see the attendance plus the being, the showing the gratitude, the happy to do it. I'm selling for foresters, happy to do it. We're moving Facebook leads and happy to do it. We got people selling over the phone and thrilled over this new program. Contribution, or the evidence of pure appreciation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By being willing to work, thank you for the opportunity, willing to work and give back to the very thing that's provided you being duty bound. In other words, if the alliance gives you an opportunity and then you want to turn around and be duty bound to the alliance, perfect. This is a sign of a mature mind. This is what always gets me. People think that being a wuss is being the bigger man. You read what I'm saying here? People that step up are more mature. People that wuss out are not mature. They're wuss out. It's a whole different concept. People that have a mature mind to accept the obligation, the promise as a bond. In other words, I'm bound. I'm duty bound to foresters to produce. I'm not like, oh, it's rough out there. I'm scared. Nope, I'm duty bound because I'm mature. I'm not going to back down. This relationship bond stays secure as long as people involved trust that the other one to keep doing their share equally. When the contribution bond is fractured, then this disruptive concept of fairness is introduced. So let's go to come back to me, Tia. Let me walk you through this. All right. The big word is mature. When I'm interviewing when I'm in depth, I'm looking for a mature person. And by the way, you can be 55 and act like a 12-year-old, and you can be 19-year-old and act like a 55-year-old should be able to act. The maturity level is not based on gray and oldness. It's based on what you do and what you say and how you act. That is where maturity comes in. So we're looking for people that are mature in their commitment, mature in their bond. So when I'm talking to a person, depending on what situation they in, how mature do they act and how much like a child do they act? Let me give you something. If I'm a quarterback, and I go back like this, so I'm going to pass the ball. My back is where I have to watch out. The left tackle, the man that's supposed to be blocking, he's the one that I count on the most to keep me from getting killed. He's duty bound. He's committed to protecting the quarterback. If the quarterback drops back and one person goes to tackle him and he falls back and he falls down and he cries, the offensive lineman is going to say, it's not fair that I'm trying to protect you, and the first opportunity to lay down, you lay down. The quarterback has a tackle that he trusts. Now he drops back and waits till the very last second and then throws the ball and then just gets clobbered. Now the quarterback and the tackle are duty bound together because they know that they're equally working. So what I experience when I'm looking around across the nation and I'm going like I'm 24/7, I'm up in the morning, late at night, I'm talking to so many people. And so what I'm looking for is people across the country that are duty bound to match my work ethic. When people want to see me, when I get the impression that people want to watch Andy Riddle work like crazy and then they don't want to give back, they don't want to block, they don't want to tackle, they don't want to execute, they don't want to go full speed, they don't want to give 100%, then me and Andy are working on who's committed to matching us in the football game that we're in, this game of the alliance. So we're looking for that character, that duty-bound, that mature person that goes, oh, my God, you're killing it. I got to be killing it too. Oh, my God, you're doing all you can. I got to go too. So here's what you're looking for. I'll do my all. I want a person to say, I'll do my all. So I do my all, you do your all. You do your all, I promise you I'm going to do my all. I mean, think of the things that have happened in the last 30 or 40, the last 45 days. I'm giving it my all. Are you giving it your all? So when I interview a person, I'm listening, and the interview is ongoing as you build your depth. Who's committed? Who's matching me? Who's matching Adam Katz? Who's matching Alex Abian? Who's matching Eric Belair? Who's matching? Who's jumping in the game? Who's committed to the game? This is an indicator of who's going to stick with you, and this is an indicator of who's going to run when times get rough. So what you're looking for is the people that are mature in their promises. Ooh, God, I don't know how you're hearing that. What you're looking for people that are mature in their promises to others. How committed are they to others? If a person is not committed to his wife, not committed to his kids, not committed to his God, not committed to his job, then he says, Andy, but I'll commit to these leads, I'll commit to foresters, I'll commit to. I'm like, interesting trend you've developed in your life. People that are mature in their commitments is what I'm trying to search for and find. That's what this one's saying. Okay. All right, let's move on to page number 8. Some nitty-gritty stuff right here. All right, accountability. Are they willing to take responsibility? Ton of stuff coming up. Let me make sure I'm on you. Cal Ripken didn't miss a game for over 2,000 games. Yep, that's committed. Nice. I'm checking all the texts coming in, make sure I'm hitting the questions. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Mature in your commitments. Everybody likes that. Okay. All right, here we go. Accountability. To display or the display of ownership. Responsibility. That's what this is going to talk about. Display of ownership of a great first indicator of the level of trust you can put into an individual. The ownership that a person displays in their life and their situation is in direct proportion with the trust that you can put in that individual. Okay? If you're willing If they're willing to throw their past decisions under the bus in front of you, they will have no trouble stabbing you in the back moving forward. Meaning, if they don't take any responsibility of what's happened so far, they will gladly stab you in the back. Taking responsibility for every choice you have made ensures the viewer that your work output will come out without excuses, and a great sign that you might be low maintenance and lacking drama. Yep. Okay, let me keep going and I'll come back to it. This perception creates believing, or the act of holding something sacred is fueled by the vulnerability experienced when willing to first say, the buck stops here. It's my fault. It's very difficult to believe in anything if you cannot stand for something. Standing up is less difficult if you're accountable to your actions. Taking ownership strengthens your belief system, thereby making you more determined. So, all right, come back to me, Tia. Let me kind of convey this. If you have a job and you do your job, you say, I'm going to do 40 appointments, and then you do 40 appointments. You own it. If you say, God, I did not make enough phone calls, I wasted too much time on YouTube, I'm sick, I'm mad. That tells me that this person is more determined to do it in the future. If they blame it on their wife, they blame it on their kids, they blame it on, hey, y'all had 3 hot spots, 3 meetings, I watched all them, I didn't have time to make, but it's like, In other words, if they try to worm out of the results, if they try to sneak out of responsibility, that's an indicator of how determined they're going to be when the times get tough. So think about this. If I'm recruiting, I've got all of Terry Edwards' people to choose from, all of Cuz's people to choose from, all of Riddle's base to choose from. Terry Edwards only has his organization to pick from. His best person might not be in the realm of my 5th best person. Think about that. So I've got heroes, veterans, fighters. I've got a lot of people to pick from. More like a Clemson or the Fighting Irish, Notre Dame, they get more people to choose from because more people are applying. So I get the luxury of having everybody I hire, everybody Davies hires, and everybody Terry hires. I have the luxury of looking and finding the most committed, least drama. You want me to tell you where drama's come from? If you get a person that won't take accountability, they are drama. Let me say this. Those of you that have been accused of being drama queens. Let me see if I can find this. I want to give you this. How about this? This is a good non-drama queen. If I can find his text to me. I want to read it to you because when he sent it to me, I was like, this dude is not a drama queen. Here's what he said. I don't see it off the bat, so I'm not going to waste your time looking for it. Here's what he said. The Foresters trip, I wanted to win, but I split a case with another agent, and they got half the points and I got half the points. So I may not win it because I didn't realize that when you split a case with somebody, you split the points. I'm mad at myself. I won't ever make that mistake again. Not, hey, listen, I qualified, but y'all didn't see it that way. It's like, oh God, drama is coming. And I try to keep a straight face because I don't want anybody to quit because they may lead to somebody that's not drama. But you're really looking for people that are not going to be the problem. You want them to be the solution. So if you're NC State, if you're Clemson, you want kids, you want to hire kids to run the football team that are not drama queens, okay? Not always blaming somebody for everything that happened in their life. You want young kids that take responsibility for their past life. They own it, and then they say, I'm not going to do it again, and we're going to do better. That's what you're looking for. So this leads to, I can tell you, these are the people that are going to be more determined. Okay, so listen to the statement. Determination happens more often with people that take responsibility for their actions. So when a person says, I don't work at a job, a lot of times I'll say to them, I'll try to spin a slice. I'll say, did you leave them or did they leave you? And I'm listening to what they say. And what they say does matter. If a person didn't win Thailand or didn't win Alaska, I'm listening to what they say. Well, I say, you didn't win Alaska, what happened? I was interviewing this young lady the other day, just 19 years old. And every time I asked her a question, straight up told me the answer. No hesitation. I was like, ding, ding, ding. No drama here. Not perfect. Individual was not perfect. Didn't do everything right. But no drama. Straight up. Going to get better. Going to be a comer. Going to be somebody that's important. I believe it. When they give you all these excuses, I say, oh my God, that's drama. Okay. So we're trying to eliminate drama because we know that that's a predictor of future determination and how determined you are to get something, how determined you are to make $1 million a year, how determined you are to win Thailand, how determined you are is a dadgum big factor in whether you'll win or not, whether you'll get there. Just based on how much responsibility you take for your own life, your wife, your children, your husband, your mom and dad. I'm responsible. It's my fault. All right, let's move. Okay, last page. Let's go to number 9. Last big deal. Okay. Accountability and believing. And by the way, believing or having faith, that's that childlike faith. So saying that you take responsibility and believing that you can fix it leads to committed. So this is where you get your committed people from. Commitment, or the state of being dedicated to a cause. I have decided. Okay. A state of being dedicated to a cause. The word commitment also evokes a strong sense of intention. What do you intend on doing? And what are you focused on? When you combine the concepts of intention and focus, it produces clarity of purpose. In turn, purpose provides a proclamation of your seriousness to commit. This is such big concepts. And to know, I've told you, I know I do this when I'm talking to people. I want to know their clarity of purpose. In turn, purpose provides a proclamation of your seriousness. The phenomenon of commitment is the cornerstone of human life. Phenomenon of commitment is the cornerstone. Commitments make individuals' behavior predictable. I know what you're going to do in the face of fluctuations of their desires and agenda. Moreover, commitment also facilitates cooperation with or acceptance of setting expectations. Honoring your commitments by meeting expectation is a true sign of maturity. That's it, Terry Edwards. Honoring your commitments by meeting the expectations is the truest sign of maturity. Okay. All right. Come back to me and I'm going to wrap this up, Tia. All right. Your intention, what you intend on doing, and what you focus on determines your purpose. So what I intend on doing is helping people. I intend on helping people. What I'm focused on is helping people. So I think through things that in turn will affect people's life. My purpose for being is to help people have a great eternity. By great eternity, I mean I'm committed to this purpose. That's why my voice sounds like it does. That's why I return more text than anybody that I know in my business. That's why I talk on the phone more. That's why I focus more on people. That's why I'm so intense with people. It's because I have intentions. I have focus on helping them. That's my purpose in life. People is my purpose in life. Now you say, but Andy, premium is a high purpose of you. Here's what I know. You can't grow premium without growing people. You can't grow profits without people. I'm down here with people because I know it drives premium and profits. And I know with more profits, I can help more people. See how that goes? The more profit, the more people. The more premium, the more profit, the more people. See, it all comes back to my intention, my focus, my commitment. When people are focused on themselves, it changes their purpose. I don't mean to offend people, but I know I do when I talk to some of these people. I go, that is my children. That is my focus in my life, my children. And I'm like, you know they're going to be adults one day. Are they still going to be your focus? Well, I don't know. I'm not thinking about that now. It's like, well, you need to think more long term because it affects your drama in your life. It affects the decisions you make. It affects your intention. It affects your focus. It affects your purpose in life. And someone say, well, that's going to be my purpose, my children. Okay, have at it. Okay, here's what you're looking for. If David or Michael or Q or there's a couple of names I want to say, just if you say I was built for this, this is what I was made for, this is what I was created for, this is what I was put on earth for, to change people and make a difference, get people to move, get premium, get profits, and invest in people. If I can get that out of people, if they go, this is what I was built for, Jera, if I can convince you, I've convinced myself. Can you convince yourself this is what you were built for? Now everything you do is so dadgum intentional that people will be annoyed by you. They'll go, you're just planning how to get more people to do better. You're just planning how to get more premium. You're just planning how to get more profit. You're just planning how to change people's lives. You go like, yeah, that's kind of my purpose. But they're trying to hold you down by making fun of your purpose and your intention. They're trying to tell you was built for music. You was built for laying on the beach. You was built for eating chocolate. You was built for baseball game. You was built to play video games. That's what your purpose in life is. You're sitting there going like, not if your focus is premium profits and people. You with me? Okay. So if I'm expecting 40 appointments a week from somebody, they're more likely to meet the expectations the more mature they are. If I'm expecting them to talk to new people, 50 new people a week, then they're more likely to meet the expectations. This is so tricky and so true. I told Jeff, I said, it's funny because people, when they hear me talking and they hear you talking, they think we're trying to talk them into something. I'm going like, I'm looking for people more than I'm trying to talk anybody into anything. I'm looking for people that are predisposed to this. Look at this. I'll show y'all this book. Have you seen this? How to Become a Recruiting Superstar? I'm loving some of the simple stuff in there. It works like this. Everybody's going to join something. Depends on who asks them. Does that make sense? Have you heard the story of the frog and the scorpion? Frog and a scorpion are sitting beside the river. And the frog, he'd get ready to jump in and swim across. Yep. And so the scorpion looks at him. Scorpions cannot swim and he does not want to drown. Scorpion says, Frog, will you give me a ride over there? And Frog looks at him and he goes, I am not riding you across this river. And the scorpion is like, why? Why ain't you going to get me on your back? He said, because if I let you get on my back, you're going to bite me. Because that's what scorpions do. You're going to bite me. The scorpion says, no. You don't understand. We're going across this river together. When we get over side, we'll part ways. You'll be healthy. I'll be healthy. You'll be fine. Frog says, Scorpion says, I'm telling you, I'll be okay. I can help you out one day. Frog puts Scorpion on his back. Halfway across the river, Scorpion bites the frog. Frog looks at the Scorpion and says, thought you said you wouldn't bite me. He said, that's what I do. I'm a biter. So when I'm talking to people, guess what I try to do? Recruit them. Why? It's what I do. Scorpions bite, Andy recruits. What do? I sell them life insurance. I got people out there come and do my maintenance on landscaping work, doing the irrigation. What am I talking about? IULs didn't go down, boys. Both of those people. By the way, my staff, did I give you those leads? These are hot leads. These guys are getting hammered now. They were interested in the Index Universal Life before. They should be more interested now. I sell and I recruit and I build. It's my purpose. It's my focus. It's my intention. It's what I do. Am I going to Kentucky Derby? Mm-hmm. That ain't what I do. It's just something every once in a while I go to Kentucky Derby. Am I going out to Houston to help the people? Mm-hmm. Recruiting and selling. Am I going to Paris? We're going to miss the trip. We're going to Paris. Yeah, it's what I do. I go to Paris. What am I going to do while I'm there? I'm talking to people about what we do. It's because it is who I am. I was built for this. If you're going like I was built for this, that's who I'm looking for. That's what we call building. If you build your business based on the right people, it's people that were built for this. They were thankful that all the years of work and effort in the art and the carrier relationships, the design of the products, these leads, these final expense leads, oh my God, they're hot. The way we're timing to get the final expense leads out and get people to call them right now. If you're appreciative, if you're grateful, if you just like, I can't believe all this was done, and then I walked into it. You guys up in Omaha, you walked into this. The more gratitude you have, the more commitment you have, the more that you say, I was built for this. I've convinced myself, I think I have, that I was built for this. I was designed for this. I was molded, shaped, thought about it. And now this is what I do. This is how I build. I look for the right people, and then I go after them with a dadgum vengeance, baby. Okay. That's what I got for you. I'm finishing up a little bit early. I'm not going to keep rambling. We got a lot to do. We got people showing the plan. We've got 3 times today. We're showing the plan. Somebody immediately after me is showing the plan. And then we're deciding, I'm definitely going to do a presentation, a live presentation, live update with COVID-19, live update of what's going on with our leads, live update with leaders. I'm going to want all kinds of crazy numbers this week, and I want you to talk. I'm going to do the meeting on Sunday at whatever I did it at. It was 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock. We'll announce it, but I'm going to do a presentation Eastern time. Tia, when did I do it last week? Is that 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock?
You did it at 5, or it's going to be at 5 this week.
Okay, so we'll do it at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to recruit like crazy. We're going to kill this thing. We're selling on the phone. We're going to the houses. We're in the rivers and in the dales. We're everywhere, on trains, biplanes. We're killing this. Setting records. I'm looking forward to some $20,000, $30,000 weeks. You guys are killing it. How much could you make if you tried? If your attention, your focus was how much could you make? How big of a difference could you do? What do you think you would accomplish? I love you. I thank y'all for plugging in to the Zoom, and let's get ready for the next call at 2 o'clock with the recruiting. Let's get some new people on it. Thank you, Tia. Thank you, Billy. Appreciate y'all. Great job. Out.